Third and long, four-man rush. Fields stands in, delivers, intercepted. Quay Walker's got it. Looking for blocks. Walker still on his feet. Walker still going, looking for the end zone. Quay Walker is in.
The reason why I'm doing that is not to rub it in. The reason why I'm doing that is I'm confused on that throw. Because that, like, he didn't, correct me if I'm wrong, you were there. He didn't have that bad of a day overall. He wasn't great, but he wasn't horrible overall, was he?
Joshua, I need a moment.
I'm going to give you your moment in a second. My thing is, like, what the hell was that throw? And that gets us in. Welcome into Burns and Berman, episode 4. I'm not going to lie to you people. I'm really excited to hear this. I'm going to put Burns on solo. Just go.
Guys, this sucks. It really does suck. And did we expect this going into this game? No. No, we did not expect this whatsoever. But there are two things to blame for this loss. Number one, the Green Bay Packers absolutely destroyed us in the rushing game. Aaron Jones just went to fucking town.
He's been
and did whatever he wanted.
Man. He really has been.
And I don't care what team you are. I don't care how good your offense is. I don't care how good your defense is. You cannot win a game when you let up 7 yards every single fucking time they run the ball. You can't win. You can't win. Number 2, Luke Getsy needs to get his head out of his fucking ass. What are you doing going into an offensive drive? Oh, the Packers have a pretty good run defense. Let's run it on first and down. Get maybe 1 to 2 yards on each rush. And then you're stuck with third and long. And oh my gosh, what do? Well, we did just trade the first overall pick to get DJ Moore, Justin Fields, a solid first wide receiver. No, let's throw a screen pass. Let's throw a little dump off pass. Let's just really get creative out here and do fucking nothing. Nothing. Justin Fields this, Justin Fields that. Justin Fields never got a fucking chance to throw the ball. The only 3 designed plays where he was able to throw the ball over 10 yards. Over 10 yards were 3 times. 3 times Justin Fields threw the ball over 10 yards. That's it.
Completed or through? We're talking about attempts or completions?
1 incomplete, 2 of them completed.
Hold on. You're telling me Justin Fields, Jesus, I'm looking at it right now.
He threw the ball 10 yards 3 times.
I'll share my screen. Hold on. That's crazy.
And you're going to blame Justin Fields? Isn't that just fucking unreal?
Now, because it didn't get ugly until later, but it was never necessarily that close. So red zone didn't always show it that much. But
yeah, no. It was 10-6. They didn't let him throw the ball. They didn't let Justin Fields be Justin Fields and play football. You just got DJ Moore. And I believe
we talked about how we're talking about how much we like Getsy on Friday.
We do. And then he just shits the bed. Just completely shits the bed.
Yes, 4, not 3, but the point still stands.
Still, any team, you're throwing the ball over 10 plus yards more than 4 times. Any team in the NFL is doing this, no matter who the hell your quarterback is. What do they think this is, the 1920s? Are we just going to run the ball? Like, it's fucking ridiculous. And the other thing that I was going to say, God damn it, the interception. When it's 3rd and 13, because I believe you threw a little dump off pass first down, and then you lost yards on rushing the ball. I don't remember the drive exactly. but it was something like that. I mean, from you're seeing it, and it's 3rd and 13, and you're down by 17 fucking points. What are you going to do? Sit there with your dick in your pants? No, you're going to try and throw the ball and do something. He's trying to make a play, and it sucked that it went that way, but you got to try and do something. You got to try and do something.
So
and
this was his chart last year. This is
and last year towards the end of the season, they let him start to throw the ball a lot more. They let him start to throw the ball. And that's when Justin Fields had his best performances, is when they let him decide what he wants to do and play football. And he did that with Dante Pettis and Equinemius St. Brown as his wide receivers 1 and 2. And now you got DJ Moore and you go and do this?
2 for 25.
Do this?
2 targets as well. It's not like he had
2 targets.
2 for 25.
And I saw a video on TikTok yesterday, some Bears fan, he broke it down perfectly. And everybody was agreeing with them. The Minnesota Vikings, they do not have a good offensive line. Kirk Cousins almost got killed yesterday multiple times. And they lost off a shitty interception. But you know what happened even though they lost? Justin Jefferson still got his targets. Justin Jefferson still had 100 yards.
Kirk Cousins had like 350.
He did.
Yeah.
And even though they lost, and they stayed in the game, if they didn't throw that interception on the 1 yard line, they would have won that game. But regardless of that interception, you give the best guy on your team his reps. You give him his reps, and that's what we didn't do.
Despite the fact that they lost the game, I don't know if there's a team that did exactly what I expected them to do in week 1.
No, this week 1 was so weird.
With the exception of losing instead of winning, I don't think there's a single team in the NFL that did more of what I expected them to look like than the Vikings. We'll talk about every game, but almost exactly what I expected, with the exception of the result being flipped.
And also, Chad, I'm not comparing Justin Jefferson to DJ Moore, but who's the wide receiver 1 on the Minnesota Vikings? Justin Jefferson. They get him the ball. They give him his targets. You give your wide receiver 1 his targets, and that's what the Chicago Bears didn't do. And the two times he was targeted were plays designed for DJ Moore to get the ball. If you go back and you watch all the film, not a single ball was going DJ Moore's direction.
Was Jair locking him down, or was it the offensive design?
No balls were going towards DJ Moore. They were not throwing the ball towards him.
Was he doing what he does? Because Jair is
Jair is not that fucking good against Chicago. At least he hasn't been. He's good. No,
Jair is a top.
Hold on. Calm down. He didn't lock him up, but every single time Justin Fields threw the ball, as I said earlier, it was 2 to 3 yards at most, and it was just screen passes, and none of them went to DJ Moore. It was just horrific. I want you to go back after this and just look at every single time Justin Fields threw the ball. Just go back and look at it, and you'll see it is just horrible. It's horrible every single time. Dump off every single time. Design screen pass. And it's ridiculous. It blows my mind that you're not letting the kid play ball. That's when he is best, when you just let him do his fucking thing. The one competent drive that we actually had was a 2-minute drill. And you know why? They let Justin Fields call the plays during a 2-minute drive.
Actually,
and that's the one time that they drove down the field.
It doesn't look like Jair was even matching up against
No, he wasn't.
Actually, well, this only shows targets, so he wasn't. It's just that he didn't get the ball when he was targeted.
Look. I was just getting fired up. Jair, he's a fine player. He's good. I agree. He's damn good. But yeah, but the thing is, you just got to give DJ Moore his fucking reps, and that isn't even that big of a deal when you look at the defensive side of the ball, and that's the biggest thing. Jordan Love, that's what else we got to talk about. Jordan Love. He managed the game. He did his job. The only reason, The only reason a lot of people, including why Bears fans are shitting on him, because there wasn't any fucking Patrick Mahomes style plays. There wasn't anything that blew anybody's socks off, but he did his job.
Yeah.
But also the biggest problem was, no, I know it's not needed. I completely agree.
His receiving core also sucks.
Yeah, but the biggest problem is when it's 3rd and 13 and there's a guy wide open in the middle of the field every single time. Every single time. I don't know what the fuck. When you have a defensive coach and you're getting stops on first and second down when they're running the ball, whenever we had a chance, somebody's wide open down the field every single time. That's why I wasn't extremely impressed with Jordan Love, because all of his throws were wide open. There wasn't a guy within 5 yards of him every time. And that's easy. That's easy for him. And he should make those throws. And it just pissed me off so much.
You're not saying that he played poorly, by the way, just to clarify.
I'm not saying that he played poorly.
Not, I'm helping you out because I know that's going to get twisted into saying that.
Yeah, no, it will get twisted, but his wide receivers made his job easy. They made his job easy.
His PFF grade is not great, just to help you out there. It's not bad, but it's nothing special.
No, it's nothing crazy. He did his job. And this Bears team can play a lot better. The one biggest complaint that I have coming out of yesterday and looking at today is so many people, and I knew this was going to happen because this is how it stands every week one for every single team. If you win your first game, oh my God, we're going to win the fucking Super Bowl, this and that. And if you lose, fire everybody, clean the house. It's week one.
Right.
There's a lot of football left. Now, if we lose on Sunday to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, we got a lot of talking to do. A lot.
Here's the thing that we both say, I say it every year, is week one is the biggest liar in the world. You don't want to overreact, you don't want to underreact, but you don't want to overreact either to week one. But this is something that you said, was that this game will tell you what the Bears are going to be. If they win, then playoffs are a legitimate conversation. Yep. If they lose, you said 3, 4, 5 wins is going to be the expectation. Is that what you still believe?
Out of the fan base. I'm not saying what the team will actually do, but expectation from the fan base. Like, that's what we expect.
What is your expectation?
For once in my life, I cannot give you one until I see Sunday. Okay. I don't know. I seriously, because look, if you lose, because we're going to lose week 3 no matter what. We're playing in fucking Kansas City. We're going to get the brakes beaten off of us. We all know that. And then week 4, we play the Broncos at home. And even though the Broncos dropped a shitty game to the Raiders this week, they're going to be pretty damn good come week 4. So you need to win this Sunday no matter what. No matter what, you have to win and make it an impressive win this Sunday. If you want to prove, especially if your name is Matt Eberflus and Luke Getsy, this offense better score 30 points on the fucking board. If you want to make Bears fans happy and make them believe again, run up the score, be competitive, and actually look like a competent fucking football team. Give DJ Moore the ball. Let Justin Fields play football. That's all you have to do.
Because here's the thing. He's got a cannon. We haven't seen it a lot in the NFL because it just hasn't been, whether it hasn't been designed, whether it hasn't been there, but he has the arm strength. We saw it at Ohio State.
He had the 4th best deep ball accuracy in the league last year.
But it was by far the fewest attempts.
Oh, yeah, it was the fewest 100%.
My point
is,
he can do it, but we need to see more of it.
He can toss a rock. And also, I just wanted to, I got 2 more things, and then I'm off of this. But number 1 is Matt Eberflus over the offseason. He brought this from Indy, his initiative. And I think that we should just compare this to yesterday. So it's called HITS, HITS, right? Now I got to look this up again because I forgot the exact definition. I don't want to mess it up. So, but each letter stands for something, right? Mm-hmm. Let's start it off. Hold on 1 second. Where the fuck is? Oh, there it is. Let's start off with the H. Hustle. I did not see a lot of hustle out of Mr. Chase Claypool yesterday, who looked like he was half asleep on the field the entire time.
Good. I could have told you that.
No, he's not good. And I was so excited for him because I really like the guy.
He's not good.
100%. And I was excited for him because I really like Chase Claypool because he's a likable guy. He really is. You know, he's fun and he has a good energy to him. But what the fuck was that? He looked like a bum out there. Well, let's go to number 2. Let's go to the letter I. Intensity. Did the Bears defense look very intense? No.
No, not really.
No. They did not look intense whatsoever.
This was a bad trade from the jump, though. Like, you can't be
Yeah,
like,
no,
oh,
it
like
was.
from the jump,
It
we knew
was.
that was a bad move.
Yeah, they were looking for something. I was excited because I'm a fan of Chase Claypool. Well, not right now, but last year I was.
I'm about to say, it really sounds like you like him.
Not right now. But let's go to number 3, the T, the ball, which stands for also turnovers. Now, I don't know about you, Josh, but our offense, they did great on the T.
I was about
on
to say,
turnovers.
you covered that.
Our offense did awesome, but our defense, you're telling me you don't pick off this loser once? You don't pick him off once? Or that blows my mind. And then ready, the last one, the S, smart. Luke Getsy, our offensive coordinator and our play caller, needs to learn a lot more about the S and hits and calling smart plays and actually running a competent offense. And my last thing that I want to say about the game, and then let's get into everything else. Packers fans have been asking me for apologies the whole day and all day yesterday. And number one, thank you all so much for supporting the videos. I appreciate you boys because account's been doing pretty damn well since yesterday. So I will appreciate that.
Sure.
I'll appreciate that. But number two, you're not going to get an apology out of me because I don't apologize to people who marry their cousins and just drink beer all day and are just a bunch of idiots. Let's get on to the next one. Fuck Green
Not
Bay.
The fan
they
base,
suck.
The team.
Let's go. No, next one. No, I'll never apologize to that team too. A lot of scummy people there. Let's keep going.
All right. Obviously you covered a lot. I do want to give, based off of what I saw from the game, I'm not going to go too in depth, but I do want to say.
Oh my God. No, pause. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I hate people who do this. I hate people. I hate people who do this.
I'm with
so much.
I'm with you on that. That's bad. That's stupid.
Our team, when you say we when you're talking about your team, if you don't say we when you're talking about your NFL team, you are not a real fan of that team.
I
Get the fuck out of here with that.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Right. Real quick, couple things. Number one, I'll say this because I've talked about the NFC North on here. Jesus. We've talked about the NFC North on here.
Joshua.
Friends on TikTok, all that. And the one thing I've said about this division is that they're the only division in the NFL where I think you can make a legitimate argument for all 4 teams to finish in first and all 4 teams to finish in fourth. The Green Bay Packers are a team that I think consensus was 4th place. But the reason why I think I said this team has a chance to not only not do that, while I would be shocked if it happens, and I am in no way predicting that they're going to win the division, the reason why they have some pieces is 1, the defense is there. 2, it's so young that if everything gels, they have it. Again, I don't think it'll happen. But we saw the best case scenario Packers yesterday. Do I think we'll see the best case scenario Packers throughout the rest of the season? No, I don't. Do I think they will be a lot better than most people thought they were going to be coming into the year? Well, I thought that before yesterday's game, and I definitely think that now. So
yeah,
I think there's a lot, and you got to give credit to Matt.
Josh's Wi-Fi absolutely sucks, guys. Josh's Wi-Fi is horrible. But
can you hear me though?
You're cutting out left and right, dude. You literally look like this old Super Mario game with all the pixels on your screen.
Here, then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cancel out of this and.
All right. I'm gonna talk about one thing too, because also what I got an email after the Bears game, and the Bears do this for every game. And to season ticket holders, they send out a survey asking, how was your experience at the week 1 game or whatever game you were at? So Wednesday on stream, we will be filling out the Chicago Bears feedback survey.
Nice.
And we will be having a good time on here. It will be very fun.
Nice.
The Bears already don't like me, so they're a PR team. They don't really like me, so it is what it is. Because I'm honest.
You should be.
It hurts my heart. And can I please pick the game that we start off with? Not talking about the Bears. Because I've won that actually made my mood a lot better. Go ahead.
I want to real quick go into the Ravens because.
Oh yeah. Go ahead, bro.
Now I posted a video on TikTok about 4 minutes long of me really going in depth. But first of all, the first part we got to obviously talk about, and it is just so painful that every single year the first thing we got to talk about the Ravens is injuries. And yesterday, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 starters went down. J.K. Dobbins, I'm going to start with him because it is so just, my heart goes out to that guy.
Nah, dude, he's a dog. It's
fought
so bad.
His ass off to come back from that ACL. First, he led the league in yards per carry as a rookie. Was great. Tears his ACL in the preseason in 2021. Fights his ass off to get back on the field, and then suffers a setback last year and misses most of the year last year. Then comes in the second half of the year, and for 5 weeks, statistically, he was a top 5 running back in football, and had his
he was
fan
a
base
beast.
excited. The nickname El Toro, he's coming in. This guy, and then the competitive drive, the heart, just not just on the field, but just the way that he acts is such a Ravens organization thing. And yesterday, before the injury, he looked pretty good, and then to tear his Achilles. This guy's played 9 games in 3 years. He's a free agent after this season. I mean,
it's horrible, dude.
Because I love him, but I honestly think his career is over, and I hate that.
Yeah,
because I love him, and he's also proven to be a great player when he's been healthy. But then you have Marcus Williams, a guy that I think in 6 or 7 years in New Orleans missed 2 games. Last year missed a large chunk of the season after being very productive before the injury and being very productive once coming back. Tore his pec. He's out for a while, and we'll find out later this week if it's for the season or not. So that's a big loss to your defense. Yeah.
We will talk about that. We're going to get to this at the end of the show, so stick around. We're going to talk about Monday Night Football and give our picks. We didn't give them on Sunday, so stick around till the end, and then we'll cover it.
Tyler Linderbaum starting center. That looked like an ACL when it happened. So hearing knee sprain week to week is actually a little bit of a relief because when it happened, it looked really bad. Tyler Linderbaum's coming in. He's a center, so no one talks about him. He's been a great, great player from the jump. Ronnie Stanley, who's also been suffering a ton of injuries. He has an ankle sprain. Actually, it's the other way around. Linderbaum's the ankle sprain. Ronnie's the knee sprain. They're both going to be week to week. They're probably not going to play this week in a massive game between the Ravens and the Bengals in Cincinnati this week. Where Cincinnati, we're going to talk about them, but not only are they about to, not only with a Ravens win, would they start off 0-2, they would start off 0-2 in the AFC North. So this is a massive game for them this week. And then Marlon Humphrey and Mark Andrews didn't play. Marlo, they said he has a shot to play this week. I wouldn't expect it. Mark Andrews, he'll almost definitely play. On the field, was it amazing? Was it like, we're going to the Super Bowl? No. Was it bad? No, not at all. And I think that you have stuff you could take away from it. Zay Flowers is a fucking monster. Oh my God.
It's so weird hearing Josh swear even to this day.
Zay Flowers is so good. He was unbelievable yesterday.
Fuck Lamar's stat line, though.
Nice play. Odell had a pretty nice day. Lamar Jackson, was weird because
dude, it's just fantasy. He killed me. He killed me in fantasy.
His stats were awful. But if you watch it, really, other than the pick, he didn't really do anything that bad. He had one bad throw. After that, he actually had a good game. But then you look at his stats, and they were terrible. So it's weird. But we'll talk more about that later.
Can I please just pick one?
Let's go into the week 1 games, and I know what game you want to start with. I streamed it last night, so we talked about it all the time, so I'm just going to let you go with this.
How about them goddamn Cowboys, baby? Wow. Hey, I was big on the Cowboys last year, and they screwed me in the playoffs. They disappointed me, but I don't care about that. Tristan Thompson is finalizing a deal with the Cleveland Cavaliers. But the New York Giants sucked. They sucked. Pathetic. And one of my biggest takes all offseason was Daniel Jones is such a basic quarterback, such a game manager that all it would take teams is one film session. One film session on Daniel Jones, and you know everything this guy's going to do. He wasn't. He wasn't, and that's what I told everybody.
He was better he went from being a guy that I would not consider to be an NFL caliber or starting caliber quarterback that was just flat out terrible to last year he was at least average. Last year
he was
he
average.
put together a season that can make me say this guy can play in this league as a borderline starter, which is an upgrade from me saying that this guy sucks. But at no point
nothing.
did we ever think he was good.
Dude, he sucks. He sucks. The Giants, it was a fluke. It was such a fluke. And you can't really say that. And as we said, don't overreact week 1. So who knows? Maybe the Giants could come out of that game and just be like, fuck you guys. And they just put their heads down and they make themselves have a playoff push. But at the same time, when you lose 40-0, Josh, bring up the stat that you called me on the phone and told me earlier, please.
This is unbelievable.
Everybody just listen to how crazy this is.
The New York Giants. So no team in NFL history has had a game, has had any game at any point where they lost 40-0 or worse, lost a sack battle 7-0 or worse, lost a turnover battle 3-0 or worse, had a kick 6 surrendered, and threw a pick 6 throughout, having all those happen at any point in the season. They did it in one game.
Teams have not had that happen in a regular, to simplify it, teams have never had that happen in a full regular season.
Yeah.
And the Giants did it in one night.
Not overreacting to the week 1, because you don't want to overreact to the Giants.
No.
Well, you know what? Looking at the way they played last night, anything better than saying that they're the worst team in the NFL is not overreacting. Because if you want to overreact, you can say they're the worst team in the NFL because they were by far the worst team of week 1. But they're not. They're not going to be the worst team in the league. That's not overreacting to week 1 because they're not going to be that bad. We're talking
Jameson,
about 1
send
week.
it over.
We're talking about 1 week.
It was horrible. The Giants just looked so bad. It made my heart happy because after the Bears lost, I was all over the Cowboys spread because
Cameron
I
Hayward
was
is going to miss
done
multiple weeks with a groin injury.
But oh my gosh.
Cameron Hayward out multiple weeks with a groin injury. That's big.
Multiple weeks?
Yeah.
Jesus. Hold on 1 second, Josh.
It's a nice segue
James,
over
I fucking hate you. I fucking hate you, dude.
It's a nice segue over to Pittsburgh, though.
Did you see that comment?
I did.
So he said the Soldier Field rendering came out, and I opened Snap, and it's Soldier Field with a Spirit Halloween store sign on it because there's no team playing there. That's wow.
You want to get into Pittsburgh?
Let's talk about Pittsburgh. I'm very interested, and I'm very disappointed. I'm very disappointed.
So, obviously, with the Ravens game going on, what I did this morning was, and this is what I do always whenever the Ravens have a 1 o'clock game, is because no one's going to sit there and watch the full game, but I will. I went through and I watched the highlights of every single 1 o'clock game so I can tell you, so I'm informed of what happened. Brock Purdy, like before we even get into Pittsburgh, Brock Purdy was throwing some dimes. Like, go after him all you want. And he wasn't, and by no means was he bad last year, but he never had a game last year where he looked like what he did yesterday. Brock Purdy looked phenomenal.
Yeah.
He looked like a legitimate, like really, not only a legitimate starter, he looked like a legitimately really good quarterback yesterday.
He did.
He looked phenomenal against a very good Steelers defense. And don't let what happened yesterday fool you. They are a very good Steelers defense. TJ Watt had 3 sacks and 2 forced fumbles yesterday.
Yeah.
And shout out Drake Jackson, by the way, on San Francisco's side of things, also getting 3 sacks. Appreciate the raid once again, but book it with Trent.
Thanks, Trent.
Pittsburgh. Something that we talked about is how the Pittsburgh Steelers almost never get blown out.
But hold on. Here's the thing, Josh. Before people go too crazy over the Pittsburgh Steelers, I just want you to remember one thing with this team. They started off 1-4 last year.
The Steelers are still going to win at least at least, I'm not predicting they're going to do it, at least 7 games.
They will. I think they're going to win at least 9 because there's no way the winning record streak ends.
That's fine. But I'm saying worst case scenario, they're a 7-win team. Absolute worst case scenario.
Yeah, I would say that too. I just think, what's it called? I don't know. I have a lot of faith in the Steelers, and I really thought they were going to win this game. That was one of my upset picks of the week.
Yeah, it was.
And obviously,
the fans were the only one. Me, you, and Michael all picked Pittsburgh.
Yeah, because, dude, I thought you're at home in Pittsburgh, and the crowd's going to be jumping. That defense is going to go nuts. It's just, ugh.
How about Kenny
That
Pickett?
one hurt.
He was as good as Purdy was. Pickett was that bad. Kenny Pickett looked terrible yesterday. He had some really bad throws. He made up in the second half. He wasn't as bad, but the first half he was awful.
But still, dude, I mean, there's nothing more that stings that just getting your ass beat at home week 1.
Speaking of which,
I don't know that feeling. But
road teams, 10-5 this week.
Yeah, they dominated. Teams on the road
man.
Absolutely dominated.
The Ravens were one of only 5 home teams to win this week right now.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
A lot of disappointed crowds. A lot.
Yeah.
And I hate to be in that top 3, but I think it's us, the Giants, and I throw
Giants are in a
dude, and just to make it even worse, it was just downpouring rain during the second half.
Brandon Ayuk stays underrated. Yes,
it was
he's
horrible.
An absolute dog. Brandon Ayuk led the Niners in receiving last year, and no one cared. He's going to do it again this year. He's a monster, and
You know what's the next game that I want to talk about?
Let's go.
Give me the LA Rams.
Yep, that was what I wanted to get to.
I did not get to watch this game because I was peeing my pants and crying at Soldier Field, but I go and I check the score after. Josh, you're going to have to tell me what the hell.
I'll tell you what happened. No Cooper Kupp. They have a guy, a 5th-round rookie by the name of Puka Nacua, who had 10 catches for 119 yards. Tutu Atwell had 119 yards.
Wow.
The second half, the first half, the Rams were the better team. The second half was domination by the part of the LA Rams. And as
I'm looking at it right now. It was a close game in the first half.
As someone who went on the record and said that the LA Rams have a legitimate argument to be the worst team in the NFL outside of the Arizona Cardinals, who, by the way, their defense impressed me. Despite a loss, their defense actually played pretty well. But you never want to overreact to week 1. But the second part of that I always say is you don't want to underreact either. If there is one team in the entire NFL that is making me rethink what I originally thought about them, it is the Rams.
They look
in terms of teams I thought were going to be good that might be bad, in terms of bad teams in terms of teams I thought would be bad that might be good. There's only 2 teams that I can look at and say, all right, you have my attention. Maybe I was wrong about you. The first one is the LA Rams. The second,
what's the second?
Is the New York Giants and the other way. But the
dude, I can't lie. Now that you said that, I think that my 2 is number 1, the Rams, and then number 2, the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, I had them going to the NFC title game, and I said that.
You were big on the Cowboys. I wasn't that big on them. I think they're going to be. I thought going into yesterday that they're going to be a wild card team. But who else we got to talk about?
By the way, every other team, whether it's positive or negative, I'll believe it when I see. I'll believe it if I see it again, whether it's good or bad.
Yes, I agree with you.
Team,
and
with the exception of the Rams and the Giants, my opinion is going to change on them a little bit.
And I think that the other team that I really want to talk about right now is the Philadelphia Eagles, because since we brought up the Cowboys and the Giants, we just got to fucking talk about them because they didn't look great. And we all said that this is going to be a trap game, that it's a trap game in New England. It's a Tom Brady game. That place is going to be rowdy. It's going to be just a gross game. And it was a gross game.
Yeah.
But Philly still got the job done. And that really impressed me.
Me too.
It really did.
I keep talking about New England's schedule. the more I think about it, I think you can make a legitimate argument that the most difficult schedule I've literally ever seen are the New England Patriots this year. Like, their schedule is brutal. This is a team that I think will be in most games they play. Defensively, they have one of the best defenses in the NFL.
Whoa.
What, you looking at their schedule?
About that.
Yeah.
Eagles, Dolphins, Jets, Cowboys, Saints, Raiders, Bills, Dolphins, Commanders, Colts, Giants, Chargers, Steelers, Chiefs, Broncos, Bills, Jets. Holy shit.
Yeah. That is, I'm telling you, I don't think I've ever seen a schedule like that.
Yeah, prayers are in the air for Patriots fans. That's wild.
This team, I think, is a 7 to 8 win caliber team that will win probably 4 or 5 or 6 games.
Yeah, because their schedule is that bad. Oh my God. That's nuts. That's actually
But I
nuts.
think it's going to be one of the most impressive 4 to 5 win seasons you'll ever see. Because I think a lot of people don't think they have talent. I actually, despite the fact that I am a consistent Patriots hater, I think they actually got some talent on this roster. But their schedule is insane.
Yeah, plus we all know Belichick. Dude, that's another reason why it was such a trap game. When you give Belichick all offseason to read up on one team, it's cake. It's cake.
And then you give the Gillette Stadium fans the opportunity to welcome back Tom Brady for the first time as not an opponent on top of that.
But I'm more impressed with the Patriots staying in that game and actually putting up a very good fight. I was very impressed by
Mac Jones as well, because he started horribly. And instead of letting that spiral, because the Eagles got off to an early, I think it was a 16-0 lead in the first quarter. It was, and Mac Jones, who was a major reason why it started off that bad, from the second quarter on, made very few, if any, mistakes the rest of the way. And that was very impressive to see a guy go from a terrible start to really solid the rest of the way.
For sure.
That against a good Eagles team, obviously. So I got to give him credit.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree. And Mac Jones has gotten a lot of shit this offseason. A lot of people have been saying that he's just not it. He's not a franchise guy. And I loved him at Bama. I loved him at Bama. And I still think that he could be a franchise guy. But I just, with their schedule and everything, I feel so weird about
he's not an elite franchise guy.
No, he's not an elite franchise guy. You know, he reminds me a lot of Jay Cutler. He really does, because he'll do his job, but he won't do his job tremendously. He won't do it.
If there's a draft tank that I feel like has just been really spot on, it was mine on Mac Jones, where I said about it, I think he's going to come out as a rookie and be really solid. But I don't think he'll get any better than what you see as a rookie.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was going to get worse, but I felt like he was just going to be a guy that was going to come in and be a solid top 15 to 20 quarterback. Never get any better, but never get any worse either. Just stay in that range his whole career. And that's
also one of the funniest things about yesterday. So the Bears have a thing in the first quarter where they bring out a Bears alumni and they do a cheers to the game, right?
Right.
And they brought out Dick Butkus yesterday. And Dick Butkus goes out there and they're like, cheers to, and then he goes, kicking the Packers' ass. And that place exploded. They literally took the mic from him, cut it off the screen right away. But that place exploded. Even though they lost, it was the first quarter, but I mean, it was awesome. Also, one of the things that pissed me off the most yesterday, I'm sorry. I just, my head is running so wild with all this. Why the fuck would you go for it on 4th and 2 on your own 40-yard line on the first drive of the game? I don't get that. I really do hate it. When you
especially in a rivalry game, when you want to set the tone, I don't hate that at all.
I really did hate it. I think that you should have punted the ball and let Jordan Love go from the 20-yard line versus our 40-yard line to start off his first drive.
I'll be honest, I don't agree with you on that at all.
I don't know. I'm not a fan of it, especially when the offense wasn't working and it was our first possession. It was literally fourth down right away. I don't know. But another game that we got to talk about.
Yeah.
AFC North.
The same one. Yep.
Browns, Bengals.
Well, the Browns,
highest
what
paid
you
man
don't
in
talk
football.
about. The Cleveland Browns have their number. They do.
They do.
That is the 6th time in the last 7 games the Browns have beat Cincy. The Cleveland Browns, Joe Burrow, other than yesterday, obviously, the last time they played was the first time Joe Burrow ever beat them. Now, it's rarely like that, but
Yeah.
Cleveland has them and has had them. And I went, and obviously the game was going on at the same time, so I went to watch the highlights, and I was expecting to see Cleveland come out and dominate. And by the way, I am in no way, shape, or form saying Cleveland looked bad yesterday because they obviously looked very good. But I saw a lot more Cincinnati mistakes than Cleveland looking great until the fourth quarter when they put that game away and they looked very, very good doing it. But the first 3 quarters, I felt like it was more Cincinnati just shooting themselves in the foot than Cleveland doing anything insane. They did their job. They looked very good, but it was nothing like 24-3 what the scoreboard says. Joe Burrow, loved what I saw from you yesterday. I would appreciate if you do the exact same against us when we come to you this week. That was fantastic. It made me
I'm guessing that game's prime time too, no? It's got to be.
1 o'clock because...
What?
Yeah. The reason, though, is because when they come to Baltimore, it is Thursday Night Football. But I still think that game should be 4:25.
Yeah, I know that Thursday night is Vikings Eagles. What's Sunday night and Monday night this week?
I know, but I forget. We have 2 Monday night games this week or next week.
I hate that. I hate when there's 2 on Monday night.
I'm forgetting. Let me look.
Let's see. Hold on. I'm looking right now. I got it. Dolphins Patriots Sunday night.
That's right. I knew that.
And then there's 2 Monday night football games
Panthers,
this week.
Saints, and Steelers Browns. So we'll see Cleveland on prime time next week.
Yeah. But
in Pittsburgh.
Talking about the highest paid man in football, Joe Burrow. You know, you said that they were making a lot of mistakes, which they were, and it just makes it really tough when your guy is hurt going into this game, and he's been hurt for about a month. It really is that effective because without Joe Burrow, the Bengals are fucking nothing.
Yeah. And if there's one team that I think had a fluke game in week 1, it is without a doubt the Cincinnati Bengals.
100%.
I'm gonna be totally honest. And let's be real here. Not only did they look bad, they looked horrible. If it wasn't for the Giants yesterday, the talk of today is how bad the Cincinnati Bengals looked. Yeah. If it wasn't for what the Giants did on Sunday Night Football.
100%. The Giants saved them. They really did.
Honestly, my opinion of the Bengals has not changed a bit.
Yeah.
Unless if they do the same thing against Baltimore. This week.
If they do.
Where
I think that
they would then fall to 0-2 in the division.
Yeah, and that's big. That's really big. But I think the worst part about the thing that happened to the Giants is, of course, it was Sunday Night Football.
Yep.
Of course, it was nationally
televised. Everyone saw it.
Because if the Giants played the Cowboys at like noon or 3:25, it just would have been, I feel like they would have somehow, in God's way, he would have kept it a closer game. They still would have gotten beat, but it would have been. But just the fact that it was on Sunday Night Football, they just got their asses kicked. That's the most New York thing ever. Mm-hmm. Such a New York thing. In New York, too. Also, I don't remember that much. Did they have the Giants logo at the 50-yard line last night?
Yes. And they love the Jets.
How the hell are they going to change it?
Carlin's crew. I don't know.
That's nuts, dude. Changing up a whole field in one night. Now they're not doing, but the NFL logo at the middle of the field, they're sucked.
Yeah.
That's good.
The whole field is also bad. Like, while we're on the topic.
Oh, yeah. No, that field is horrible. It's so bad.
Actually, while we're on the topic of that stadium being terrible and their field being terrible, the vibes that Odell Beckham Jr. brings to Baltimore. Oh, my God. This man made a 3rd and 7 first down catch, and the crowd went nuts. Dude. Doing the Ray Lewis dance out tunnel, which I predicted to happen, was just the beginning. He gets the 3rd and 7 first downs. The crowd went crazy. I'm going to give him an extra 2 catches for 40 yards in there because he drew not 1, but 2 20-plus yard pass interference penalties that obviously won't go on the stat sheet, but he did that twice on big gains. So add that to what he did. And then he had a ridiculous catch on a Lamar dime for 30-something yards. Wow.
But what's it called? You know what? I will say the same thing because I feel like we're in the same spot with you getting OBJ. When they were doing the player intros, the loudest yell from that Bears crowd was not when Justin Fields came out, but when DJ Moore did.
Well, no, Lamar had Odell beat. I will say that.
Yeah, but the craziest thing was,
especially after the whole saga with the contract, and we didn't know if we'd ever see him again.
Yeah,
yeah,
and also because this place, Josh, well, obviously, you didn't watch it on TV. No, wait, the Ravens played at noon, so you might have saw it. You might have saw a little bit of the game.
I saw Red Zone. So when the game was close,
yeah.
I did see a good amount of it. It was just the second half. It was not much. I didn't see much.
But you should have seen, well, the moments that you didn't see, whenever the Bears would go 3-and-out or something, it was probably the second quarter. The place was booing like crazy. And DJ Moore said in his presser, he's like, why was everybody booing? I was just like, why are they booing? It's only the second quarter. And I'm just like, welcome to the show. Welcome to Chicago.
Yeah.
Welcome to Chicago.
Not anymore, buddy.
We either want to see the best football that we've ever seen in our lives, or it's just boo.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a good way.
Let's
talk about this because I really like this question, and then let's get into Monday Night Football.
Okay.
Since both of your guys' quarterbacks are always called running backs, does that ever make you mad? Josh, I'll let you start with this one.
In 2019, when he had one of the best seasons a quarterback has literally ever had, yeah. In 2020, yeah. Since then, first of all, it's died off and has kind of transferred to what?
Logan, go read a book or get a job. Just do something.
But also, it's something that, and while I have always been and still am a massive Justin Fields fan, Lamar getting those conversations when he had already proven himself from in a way that I do think Fields has played well. Fields has not proven himself the way Lamar did in 2019 through the year.
Yeah.
So it was more like I more laughed at those people because clearly they hadn't watched. At least Fields has not led the league in touchdown passes yet. You know, it's still stupid.
Yeah.
It still makes no sense. But at least he hasn't done what Lamar had done through the air in literally leading the league in touchdown passes in a season.
Yeah.
But yeah,
100%.
The more it goes, the less you care about it. And obviously it's died down in the last 2 years when it's transferred over to what people say about Fields. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Not really makes me mad. It's just like, it's so hard to say because I've seen him just sling the rock, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
That's the other thing with Lamar was he can throw that ball.
Yeah, it's so good, and it does tick me off a little bit, but it's not like it ruins my day. Right. Bears getting smoked by the Packers at home ruins my week, but that doesn't ruin my day because at the end of the day, dude, you could just tell them to buzz off, and depending on what fan of a team they are, you could just tell them you could come up with something on the spot for them. Every single team has a soft spot, and you could find that so easily. So, I mean, it is what it is. People will just say it to talk about the guy. But, I mean, people are fucking obsessed with our two quarterbacks. They won't let our two quarterbacks hear the end of it. No matter how good they are, no matter how bad they are, they will always hear something about them. They're always in the media for no reason. When Lamar and Justin Fields, they don't talk. They don't say anything bad.
Lamar is trending on Twitter at all times.
Like Lamar and Justin Fields. I see Lamar all the time. I see Justin Fields all the time. All the time.
You know what? I'm going to shock you right now, Jake. I agree with you. I really do.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
And that's not a Ravens take. I think Cincinnati is pissed the fuck off, and they're going to take it all.
Oh, yeah, no, dude.
That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah.
I think when they come to Baltimore, it's going to be a close game, but I think we win. But
sure.
If we're talking about this week, especially considering the fact that J.K. Dobbins is out, Marcus Williams is out, Tyler Linderbaum and Ronnie Stanley are going to be out, Marlon Humphrey's probably going to be out.
Yeah.
In Cincinnati after what they did in week one, I agree.
Yeah.
I think when they
100%.
play later in the year on Thursday Night Football in Baltimore, we're talking about a different story. But yeah, I agree. Unless if something changes over the week, in my opinion, I am going into next week expecting exactly that.
For sure. And one more question because I like this one. Just who looked the best this weekend? Just say the team, and then we're just doing Monday Night Football.
If we're talking about who, all right, I'll divide this into two parts. The team that impressed me the most are the Rams, because I just didn't expect that out of them. The team that I think played the best football, the Cowboys.
Yeah, I agree with you on the Cowboys. I mean, that's simple. But the team that impressed me the most, I'm going to say, is the 49ers. And specifically Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy was a dog.
Brock Purdy and Tua were unbelievable.
That was awesome.
You didn't.
How much does your season prediction change after week one? Doesn't change.
I'm telling you, the only two teams where I actually did something that can even make me consider reevaluating when I originally predicted for them are the Rams in a good way and the Giants in a bad way. Everyone else, maybe a game or two different, but nothing crazy. The only two teams that really you really shocked me were those two, the Rams and the Giants.
Yeah. Well, all right. Let's get into Monday Night Football. We got Aaron Rodgers' debut as a New York Jet in New York versus the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen and that high-flying offense. And here's the thing, Josh.
I'll tell you this straight up.
Game.
Me and Michael picked the Jets. The fans, 65% going with Buffalo. As we talk about, this was a rough week of picks. I am 7-8. You and Michael Burns are 6-9, and the fans are 9-6.
And I'm riding with the fans tonight because that scumbag, that douchebag, the man who should be in jail is the quarterback of the New York Jets. He should be in jail. And
did you watch Hard Knocks?
No, I watched bits and pieces, but I like Aaron Rodgers now that he's on the Packers. I do like him.
Hard Knocks, all of it. I watch Hard Knocks every year. I am not exaggerating. I'm not like there's no part of it that is like saying it for whatever. The best leader I have ever seen on Hard Knocks, and I watch Hard Knocks every year, is Aaron Rodgers. The way he's
a good
that
dude.
vibe is unbelievable.
He's a good dude now, and I like him. And I almost did it last year for TikTok. You would have thought that it was fucking hilarious. But to piss off Packers fans when Aaron Rodgers left, I was gonna get a Rodgers Jets jersey and just be a super fan for like a week.
Yes.
I thought that it was gonna be the funniest thing ever, but I'm like, Bears fans.
Well, because how funny will it be for you as a Bears fan to go and watch him win a Super Bowl with the Jets after all of this playoff failure in Green Bay?
Oh my gosh, it would be awesome. It would be so awesome if he won the Super Bowl.
I feel like Packers fans would be happy too. So it's not like I don't think there would be any.
Dude, they hate him. They hate him. Really? Oh my god, dude! I think Katie tells me all the time. Packers fans hate Aaron Rodgers because of all, which I get it, all the drama, all the bullshit. Oh yeah, no, and they will. They'll forgive him obviously because he's going to be a Hall of Famer. His jersey's going to get retired. He's the best player in franchise
history.
The whole ordeal. Yeah, no, he went crazy, but dude,
and this is a team that had mad at him. 2 other first ballot Hall of Famers at quarterback, but Aaron Rodgers is still better than both of them.
Yeah, they hate him, and I'm like, ungrateful pieces of shit. That's all I really have to say. But tonight, I think the Jets are going to be pretty damn good this year, but I really like Buffalo the first game of the year. I feel like this Jets group.
Look at this one right here. Diggs.
Diggs has 7 receiving touchdowns in his last 4 Monday Night Football games. I just have a feeling that he is going to ball out tonight, Mr. Josh Allen. And he's going to have himself a game. I love the Bills tonight, and the other bet that I love, so I'm taking the Bills minus 3.5. And a lot of people are on the under. I like the over, just because I know the Jets defense is good. 43.5.
Well, I got 41-28, so I go over.
Yeah, that line feels too low. And both of these defenses are pretty good, but I just think it's going to be a shootout. And we've been waiting for a shootout. Besides Dolphins-Chargers, we got that yesterday. But we want another shootout, and we want a primetime shootout. And this is going to be it.
Really? Cowboys-Giants didn't do it for you?
No, it didn't fucking do it for me, Josh. It didn't do it for me.
It was so bad.
That was horrible.
That's
Yeah, dude, I was so mad.
Do it for me because that was a hell of a game.
I was so mad. I get out of the Uber I got into my basement at like 8:35 and I throw it on. I was checking the score in the car, but I'm like, man, this game's fucking over. I can't even watch Sunday Night Football. I was in shambles. But it's showtime, and the Buffalo Bills, I think they're the regular season Warriors. That's my nickname for the Buffalo Bills. They are the regular season Warriors, and they're a dog team in the regular season. They suck in the playoffs, and they're going to be great tonight. I got the Bills all day.
What's your score, Burns?
I'll give you 35-31. I really no 34.
Okay.
27.
Okay. So we're split.
Jets
Me and Michael
lose
go
by
with
a
the Jets.
touchdown.
Fans and Burns go with the Bills.
Yes.
What was I about to say? Oh, something I didn't talk about in the Ravens game, and I promise you this is not me rubbing it in. But if we're talking about performances that I saw in person,
Scumbag.
Roquan Smith yesterday was unbelievable. This guy had 16 tackles, a sack, a PBU, and a batted pass. He was unreal yesterday. Like, unbelievable.
I hate you, Josh.
I just have to say, like,
I hate you, Josh.
He was unbelievable.
I hate you, Josh. I love that man. And you know what? Roquan Smith still lives in Chicago during the offseason. That just makes my heart hurt.
I don't know about you. I'm sure you do have those players. I just don't know if Roquan is one of them. But there are former Ravens that I will root for forever.
Oh, yeah. I love the guy.
Is one of those guys for you. Where
I love the guy.
Love the guy. Succeed? Do you like? Does that make you happy, or does that make you mad to hear that he just did that yesterday?
Bittersweet.
Yeah,
it's bittersweet.
Like,
but
like Hollywood Brown,
Josh Allen over 36.5 rushing yards. Dalvin Cook over 12.5 rushing yards. Garrett Wilson over 68.5 receiving yards. That's not a bad slip, bro. That's not a bad slip. I'm actually
Garrett
with that.
Wilson. I need 10 out of him today in one of my fantasy games. Which I think
but I do want to say that throughout all the shit this weekend, because this weekend has sucked for me from yesterday at 3:00 till now. Thank you guys to the people who, I mean, especially all the Bears fans here. Thank you so much for all the support. I appreciate it so much because we go through it together.
Yeah.
Me and the Bears fans out there, we're all going through this together. And you know what? We're all in the same boat at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, it just sucks. And the worst part about sports, unless if you're on the team, there's absolutely nothing that us as fans can do about this.
Right.
So don't overreact. Just stay with it. Bear down. I love you, boys. Josh, you got anything to say?
Completely unrelated. Well, it's related to football, but I don't know if you know Secret Base, that YouTube channel, or SB Nation used to be, but now it's Secret Base. What? Whoa! What just happened? What just happened?
Nothing.
Okay. Do you know Secret Base, that YouTube channel?
No, I don't.
Or SB Nation? Okay. They, first of all, they're great. Highly recommend them. But they just did a series on the Vikings and like their history. It is unbelievable how that organization has never won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They are the only team in the NFL, the only team that has never had 3 consecutive losing seasons.
Yeah.
They are every team that has played in at least 27 playoff games in their franchise history has at least 5 Super Bowls or more. And then there's the Vikings with 0.
Yeah.
There's like, it's weird watching stuff like that because you know how the story ends, you know all of it. And it's still crazy to watch someone actually go through the history of that Vikings organization. It's obviously a long watch. I think the whole thing in total is like 9 hours with all the parts. But like, if you want to divide up and watch something that is really crazy and really interesting, their thing they just did with the Vikings was very, very well done and crazy, especially if you don't know the history of that organization. Because
they have sucked.
It has been if we're talking about winning percentage, it is, I'm pretty sure the Packers, Steelers, and Cowboys are the only teams with the higher winning percentage than the Vikings all time. And again, the Vikings are the only team in NFL history that has never had 3 straight losing seasons. So whenever, eventually, they win a Super Bowl, it will be the most deserved Super Bowl win in NFL history for an organization.
Yeah. But just thank you guys for everything. I really do appreciate it. And it's going to be a rough week until Sunday. It's going to be a real rough week, but we'll be on here.
Well, for you. My team won, but
I'll be on here Wednesday, Friday still. Spread the word about the show, boys. Also, thank you to Booker with Trent and the boys over at Book Sports.
Shout out Booker with Trent
coming in here. Thank you guys so much. We really do appreciate it. But make sure to go and follow our TikToks if you don't already. I'm Connor Burns. That's Josh Berman. I hope you enjoyed Burns and Berman, and I will see you guys Wednesday.
2 more days. 2 more days. We're right back here.
Yep. Thank you, boys, for listening.